Hey, what's up, guys? So, just another weekly recap of all the things that are going on in the life of investor, real estate, venture capital, all of that great stuff. Want to bring you up to speed on all the things that have been going on behind the scenes. We started off great, did the podcast with Justin Colby. So, check that out. Great conversation there. So, just checking on my calendar here. That's why I'm looking down again. Overall, the most of the week has been spent on prepping the townhouse that I previously told you guys about several times, getting that ready for the Airbnb, VRBO, all of the short-term rentals. So here in Florida, there's multiple licenses that we have to obtain in order to be able to operate short-term rental. So number one is from DBPR, Department of Business and Professional Regulation. That's the first license you have to get. Once you get that, you have to get a Department of Revenue license as well. So they're all in sequential order. Then after that, you will be able to obtain the county tax license or number. And then the last one is basically getting the tourist tax or the city of Fort Lauderdale license to be able to do that. So very lengthy, complicated process. Anytime you deal with the counties and the state and all of that stuff, it's not easy. So make sure you're ready for that. Do all of the research before you deploy or you're ready to go live with your property, because it could set you back in terms of timeline. So that's what's happening to us right now. Very close to getting all of these licenses done, hopefully by the end of next week, and we'll be able to launch at least the townhouse on the Airbnb. So that's taken up a lot of time. The other side of that is working with my property management company that I own in-house on working with the design, establishing the processes, the check-in, instructions, check-out instructions, all of the stuff that could go wrong. So we're trying to come up with a checklist of all the things that could potentially the tenants would ask for. The other piece that we're actually doing is scheduling an actual stay ourselves, which is I always recommend before you go live on the platforms, you spend 1 or 2 nights staying at the property yourself, seeing what's wrong, seeing what needs to be fixed. So that's always a great thing to do, because you'll be able to see a lot of things from the perspective of the actual renter, and it'll give you a lot of insights to be able to fix before the tenants actually move in. So that was, we spent a few days working on that. The week ended with another great podcast with Lloyd Singh. So check that out. It's going to be coming out soon. He's an insurance expert. He does all of my insurances for all of my real estate investments. So he shared a lot of insights on the podcast, more specifically around what to look for, the types of coverage you need, which ones are must-haves, which ones are non-negotiables, which ones are optional, and all of that great stuff. So great conversation all around, because insurance is always, at least for me, is not at the top of my mind. But it becomes crucial, especially when you get into the closing table and you need to make sure that all of the proper coverages are in place. So check that out. That was a great conversation with him. As you can see, the other property we're working on, I did a quick tour. Pool is finally done. It's all nice and beautiful. It's all blue, diamond bright. There's a smart light. So there's a little sun shelf section over here, the bubbler, so all of that great stuff. So this property it's a single family house. It's also ready to be listed. Same thing, going through all of the kinds of licenses. So we're gonna try to make that a little bit of a tropical paradise here. In the backyard is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single family house in Victoria Park, very close to the beach. So we're working through a lot of the design specs and property management to make sure that everything is ready and everything is ready to launch, so that all of the guests and everything, essentially everything is prepped for, because there's a lot of moving parts. Just make sure you create the checklists and all of the SOPs to be able to operate efficiently. Other than that, on the other side of the spectrum, as you guys know, for my venture capital company, the Big Sky Capital, we are getting ready for launch as well. We're going to, we have about 7 to 10 companies that we're ready to invest into. Those mostly are technology companies. I'll tell you more about it. And we're planning a big trip, because quite a few of them are based out of Southeast Asia. So me and my fund partner, we're traveling to Singapore, Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, essentially Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. And we're going on a tour to build awareness, build a brand for the Big Sky Capital, working with a lot of the local VCs, the local accelerators and incubators, to be able to partner up and find very interesting, unique founders and startups. So if you are a startup building if you are a founder building a solution in B2B, SaaS, enterprise SaaS, reach out to me. You never know, because we're always on the lookout for very interesting projects to invest in, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. From mid-February all the way through to the next couple of years. So that's a quick recap on the previous week. Hope you enjoy watching these. Definitely let me know. Put in the comments and DMs and stuff like that. What do you want to see more of? What do you want me to do less of? I get a lot of comments, and I take a lot of that feedback very serious. I actually incorporate that. These series, the weekly summaries, was actually one of the ideas from my subscribers, as far as you should provide a more in-depth look into what goes on behind the scenes, except for these fancy reels and stuff like that. So definitely keep that in mind, and I appreciate all you guys' support all the time. Thank you.